Hello everyone, welcome back to day 23 of 30 days of our AWS cloud journey. I'm Chayan and today we are going to see about a magical service that helps you deploy application without managing the underlying infrastructures. That is AWS Elastic Beanstalk for you. So if you ever reach about deploying the code without worrying about the servers, without worrying about the load balancers, or even about the auto scaling, this one is for you. So in this video, I will explain you about Elastic Beanstalk, how it generally works, real life examples like supported platforms, and finally, we will do some kinds of hands-on walkthrough where we deploy simple apps into a minute. So let's get started with AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So what is AWS Elastic Beanstalk? AWS Elastic Beanstalk is a platform as a service, which generally known as platform as a service, PaaS. How? Okay, so this is a service which generally manage and everything been done by the AWS cloud only. We don't need to manage anything. Everything is been automatically and everything is been done and everything is done by the AWS cloud only. So what generally happens over here, it generally helps us to deploy web apps and services developed in the languages we have different kinds of languages. Suppose we have Python, we have some code written in Python. Sometimes we have written code in Java. We have sometimes written code in PHP. Sometimes we have in Node.js. Okay, like this way we have more languages written code. So everything has been deployed and everything can be managed by what? By just generally AWS Elastic Beanstalk. By this services, it everything been can be managed. Okay, but what we have to do out here, like okay, I understand this kinds of things been done over here. Okay, like Python, Java, everything's been fine. Now, how does things generally works behind the scene? So what you have to do, there is a service. Okay, in this service, we have to just simply upload the code. Like the code has been given by the developer. Okay, we don't write this kinds of Python code. Okay, we are a developer, we are a cloud person, AWS, or we are a DevOps person. So we don't write this kinds of code. So this code has been generally given by the developer one. You have to just simply take their code and if you upload the code and everything will be everything will be managed by the AWS cloud only. You don't need to manage anything you need to look into this particular part. So what is there? The Elastic Bean install includes they will config provision easy to install for you. They will set up load balancer for you. They will set up auto scaling for you. They will monitor health checks. Even the rolling updates been done by this Elastic Beanstalk only. Okay, so what generally happens here, the things should be automated. Like we don't need to go with the manual part. In the last part, some classes we have seen we have launched. One EC2 instances. Okay, so what was happening? See, like what generally happened? We are having this kinds of EC2 instances. Okay, this is our EC2 instances. Okay, so we have somewhere installed Nginx servers. We are just going inside some kind of path. Okay, ATCT Nginx path. We have HTML pages. We are just changing HTML pages and we are deploying. So all these things are been manually. All the time we have to change. We have to deploy the things. We have rolling updates. Rolling updates is like some new change come up. So we have to also look into this particular part. So to avoid all this whole thing, there's a service in Elastic AWS Elastic Beanstalk which been managed by do everything for us. You don't need to check into the. So think of like a caretaker of your app. You give it to your baby like the code, and it will take care of everything like feeding, clothing, security, scaling, all been done by you. So suppose imagine you are opening a food truck business. Okay, this is a you can just relate it well more like. So you have just opening a food truck businesses. So you will be more focusing on cooking and the marketing part, but everything the part for the buying the trucks, setting the stalls, managing the queues, even scaling more trucks if demand comes. Everything can be done by the managed by the AWS Beanstalk only. You don't need to manage anything. You just need to focus on the cooking part and you just need to focus on the marketing part. How the market can be, you can just give to the person so that maximum people can read. So automatically scaling, automatically managing, automatically scale by scale queuing part can be done by the Elastic Beanstalk only. So if I talk about how generally it internally works behind the scene. So what generally happens over here in this particular part, here we have our code. Okay, I was just talking about we have just uploaded our code. Okay, we have just uploaded our code to Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk. Now what is happening behind the scene? They will provision EC2 for us. Okay, Then they will provide load balancings for us. They will set up a load balancer like ALB kind of load balancer, application load balancer. Okay. Then they will set up the auto scaling for us. They will I'll just talking about the ALB. They will set up. Then they will set up auto scaling for us. Okay, everything will be done by this particular Elastic Beanstalk only. Suppose if you have database, you need to manage the database, so it can handle the RDS kinds of databases also. So everything been set up, all this managed by a single environment, that is by the Elastic Beanstalk only. So if I talk about the supported app architectures, okay, so we have some kinds of different architectures we generally have into the market. Some we have monolithic, some we have microservices kinds of architectures, or somewhere we have REST APIs kinds of architecture. So all this architecture has been supported by this AWS Elastic Beanstalk kind of services. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's quickly go and let's quickly deploy our model and let's quickly check it out how generally it works. Okay, if you want to deploy the model, so there can be single instance wave or there can be load balances wave. And one more thing to add over here before moving forward to the practical part. So everything like monitoring and the log parts been also been managed by this particular Elastic Beanstalk. Like we have seen about a CloudWatch also. So CloudWatch do each and everything for us. We don't need to look into any kinds of services. So even you can use from the CLI part also. But before moving to CLI part, let's quickly understand and let's quickly check it by using the sample demo part. Okay, so let me quickly go to my cloud. Okay, this is my cloud console. Let's quickly search for the Elastic Beanstalk. I already have with me. If you don't see, so you have to just search for the Elastic bin. Okay, this is the Elastic Beanstalk. What it generally do? It generally runs, manages the web apps. Like web apps can be Node.js. I was just talking about Python, Java, PHP, Node port. Everything can be done. So I'm just talking about Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, so yep. Now here we have comes up. Now you have to just quickly comes up and you have to create a environment. So here environment, in the first part you have a web servers, web server environment. Yes, we want to run a website, web applications. Then you have to give your name, what kind of name you want. I just giving you the demo name. So it will automatically create a demo environment name. Domain, it depends on you. Do you want to provide any kind of domain over here? If not, you can just leave the bank. It will automatically assign for you. Then this will be managed platform. The platform will be, I was just talking about you want code in Python, Java, Go, Node.js, PHP, Ruby. So I'm just moving the Docker part because I have this code with me. In this code, I have my Node.js code also. I have the Docker code, Docker files also. I'm just so using with the moving the Docker part. Here you can select the platform branch. Here you can select the platform version. You want sample applications, so you can just move with the sample applications, or if you want to upload your code, you can move with the upload your code. So here you have local files. Here you can just choose the files. Here you can just move next. You can just open. I have just downloaded the zip file and I have just successfully uploaded. Or else if you want the sample application, you can move the sample applications right now. So depends on you whatever. So I'm just moving the sample application for the tests only. Okay. Then let's go move with the next part. So it's been loading. So here you have to select the service role. If you don't have how, you have to just quickly go and create a service role for you. It automatically adds permissions. It automatically do each and everything for you. You have to just click next. It will automatically attach policies also, and it will automatically create the tertiary entities and policies also. And you have to just create the role. Once you create the role, you have to just attach the service role. Same for the EC2 profile also. You have to just attach over here. And do you want to attach any key pairs? Yeah, I'm just moving the test key pair. Now you can just move to the next. Do you want any VPCs? If you have 5 to 6 VPC, you can just move with the VPCs part. So I'm just moving the nothing like default VPC. If you want to, you can create the VPCs also. Okay. Do you want a public IP addresses? If you want a public IP addresses to be used, so you can just use the public IP address. If not, it depends on you. This is subnets part. If you are choosing the VPC, they will be showcasing the subnets, what all the subnets you generally have. So I'm just choosing this particular VPC. I want to launch in this VPC, and I'm just using 2 subnets over here. It depends on you how many subnets you want. So I was just also talked about the RDS part. Do you want to manage the RDS by? So if you have the database, so you can just enable the database. Otherwise, you can. It depends on you. So in the database part, they have lots of things like engine, version. They have just set upping the each and everything for you, username, password. So I don't want. my database right now. Okay, let's click next. What root volume will be default? Like I just talking about, you can just change how much size you want, but I'm just container by default. I'm just checking. Okay. Then monitoring interval 5 minutes. You want to use any kind of security groups, depends on you. Otherwise, I'm just leaving as by default. So here the concept like environment type, there will be single instances or load balance. So we are just moving the single instances that will be a spot instances, and I'm just moving with the lowest price because it might cost me for the in the dollars part. So we are just moving for the lowest price. Depends on the use case to use case. If you want to, if you have a budget, you can just simplify, calculate the cost, and you can just take the things according to you. Okay, then we are just using nothing simple architectures. What kind of instance type you want to use? You want T2 micro or T2 medium? So I'm just moving the T2 medium part. Okay, I'm just moving the T2 medium part. You can just move to the next. Now, what next? You want enhanced? I'm just taking health reporting as in the enhanced way, like configuring the nothing to like tick marks. Everything's are will be by default. So there is a rolling updates. You don't need as there will be new code will be uploaded, so it will automatically deploy for you. Do each and everything for you. You don't need to go manually to the cloud console. If you have to change, you have to down the Docker. All those particular things been managed and done by the Elastic Beanstalk. Nothing to worry. Same as by default. And here you have a server, Nginx. You want to use Nginx server or you want Apache server. So if you remember, we have launched EC2 instance on the top of it. We have installed some kind of web servers to manage this particular platforms as a software part. So same thing here. Either you can use Nginx, either you can use none. So we are just moving with the Nginx will be by default running the software for the configurations behind the scene OS. Okay. Do you want some kinds of a log should be stored in S3? No, I don't want. You can just quickly move to the next. Okay. Now, what next? They're just giving the review part, review. I don't want to review any kind of things. They have to just quickly create the now. So after creating things, your Elastic Beanstalk is onto the top of running. It takes something couple of minutes to get live. Here you will get some kinds of domain. Here they have started with the events, what all the events have been started. They are just creating the environment is starting. They have just at Amazon storage, they are just using some kinds of things. Okay, even they have a lots of functionality like you can check with the monitoring part like how much time this has been heated, what are the logs you have, what are the health checks you have. If you want to set the even the alarms also, so you can also create an alarms over here. Do you want any kind of manage updates? Like updates are like version v1, v2, v3, that's kind of things. Okay, now if you want to come to the events, so they have just created the security groups, they have just created the EIP, elastic IPs also. Okay, so they are into the, they have just created some kind of initializations. They are into the domain, has been into the pending state. Okay, so this all checks, everything's are into the pending state. Why? Okay, guys, one more thing to focus out over here. This is the domain which you are going to hit the URL. Like we have public IPs. Okay, so we just write the public IP into our terminal and we hit down. So we get our result output there. So you just need to do nothing. You have to just use this kinds of URL, like this kinds of domain name system, where you are going to just hit and the your web page going to load launch. It takes some time, like Elastic Beanstalk is launching your environment. This will take few times, like take something around 5 to 10 minutes to to launch as you configure each and everything. Like this way, you can create a multiple environments also. Like there was environment with the which we created demo. We have previously I was just having the Chayan environment also. Like this way, we can have multiple environments also, and this helps has been checking. And if you comes up over here and if you check the EC2 instances, so they have launched an newly EC2 instance for us. Let's come over here, and if you check the instances. So they have just created instances by name demo environment. Just the instances are been getting loaded. So yes, the demo environment has been running. So they are, and we have just choose the T2 as a medium. It depends on you, which they have also connected with the IPv4 addresses, the public IP, each and everything is been done by them. We don't need to configure anything over here. It takes some time to load also. If you, yes, they have comes up over here with the sample demo also. So like this way, you can upload your code. We have just taken as a sample applications right now. So you can just upload your code, and you should have a proper code like no, in the Node.js or the Docker file, and everything will be the configurations will be same, and they will be providing this kind of domain name, and you have to just take it, and you have to just hit to the URL, and your page when ready to host. You don't need to suppose the traffic's been coming. They will automatically scales your instances. They will automatically decrease your instances. Suppose they had been also coming up with the monitoring part. There will be so more matrices. It takes some time. See, like the monitoring, they are just comes with that graphics, graphs also. What is the CPU utilizations? What are the health environments? Everything are comes into the networks in, networks out. They have also comes with the logs. Do you want kinds of any request logs? You can even store into the S3. What are the health checks? Yes, health status is okay. This is the some kind of things which generally works behind the scene of Elastic Beanstalk. So like this way, you can configure your Elastic Beanstalk. But when not to use this particular Elastic Beanstalk, I just need to give a quick brief overview. If you need a fine granted control over every component, if you need every component should be there by scaling, everything should be on your hand. So it should not a use case for you. And if you're really highly containerization microservices for part, so you can have a better platforms like EKS or the EKS or the ECS part. And for it's generally purely for the event driven and the serverless part. Okay, so Elastic Beanstalk is always equals to code plus config part, and it will deploy each and everything for you. Don't need to manually manage over here. Always everything is been automated over here. Here you can also even check what are the things they have configured. They have successfully configured. If you get any errors, so they can also show you the errors over here too. So like this way, this was a wrap up about day 23 of our AWS Cloud journey. I hope you understand how Elastic Beanstalk can takes your apps from code to cloud in minutes. If you are learning something new every day, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beginner-friendly AWS content. See you tomorrow, 24. It's getting excited. And thanks for watching this video. If you have any queries, questions, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video. See you soon.